Okay, can you talk about getting that first chorus lineup together?
Huh. Yeah.
Because it was Regis. Well, yeah, if you just want to name the guys, but whatever.
Well, yeah. So when Banks and I had agreed and decided that, like, there's just we have to do a band now. Like, we have to get the guys. There's always a question. Okay, who do we get? There's always names. There's always people that pop into your head when you're like, now you're neck deep in the music scene, and everyone is trying to do a band, and they're trying to sound like this, or they're trying to do this. So you always know somebody. But in this band, we had the stance and the message and the movement was really important. So like it was kind of it was 100% important that everyone in the band was straight edge. So Banks was 100% controlling in the sense of like he was going to play guitar. He didn't really want a second guitar player. I think that if you asked him now, he'd still admit it. He's a little bit too controlling. So he's going to play the guitar. That's that. So we need a bass player and we need a drummer, and they got to be straight edge. Okay, finding a straight edge drummer is it's next to impossible. Let's just put it this way: finding a good straight edge drummer is impossible. It was next to impossible. In this 1988, this is 88 or 87. At this point, it's almost impossible. Who do you get? We worked on that first. We thought about the drummer first because that's going to be the hardest work. So Banks goes, I know this guy. He was in a joke straight edge band, but he's actually a straight edge guy. He was in that band Grudge. And they put out sort of a joke straight edge record, really making fun of sort of the East Coast straight edge antic type guys. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that, man. Like making fun of straight edge. Like it was like those were fighting words. Like you don't make fun of straight edge. And then Banks is like, we'll consider it a victory. So like I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, who's this guy? He's like, come with me to my class. He went to Cerritos College. Come with me to my class. I have class with this guy today. We'll go to class. We'll get some Carl's Jr. We'll talk about it and see what he has to say. So we do that. I go sit in on this class, and I even participate. I act like I'm in, so I'm like a part of it. So we end up going to lunch. 3 in the cab in Banks's white truck. Jerry Homan is sitting bitch in the middle. We're talking about the band. Banks slips in the cassette. And it's the chorus record. He puts it in. And I'm gonna sort of. Banks is driving. Jerry Homan is here. Puts in the cassette and just sort of does this. Just looking at Jerry Homan, dead in the eye. What do you think, dude? Think you can handle this? And Jerry Homan goes, yeah, I think I can beef that up. So that's the story Jerry Homan was in. We considered the whole Grudge thing sort of a victory. Then there was no question. Oh, we got Regis. That guy Regis. Regis has got to be in this band. There was never ever any second thought about like who we were going to get on bass. Regis was a guy that was at Fender's every show. If he wasn't playing in Rough House or in whatever, or he was working the stage, he was beating the shit out of some guy who was getting, some skinhead who was getting mouthy. Like that's the guy you want. Like you want that sort of dude on your team. So Regis was always the guy.